So the pharmacist tried to give me a coffee date on a Friday. Saturday, a surgeon took me to a beautiful dinner with a view. The next day after that, this other man took me to this food event where the tickets were $250 because he wanted us to have VIP. So don't feel...
This is no longer a foodie call. She's just jumping from one guy to another. Why? That's what I said. It's so obvious to know girls that do that, that jump from one date to another date. Get a job. God damn. Like,
It's not so bad. It's not so bad.
alright guys, I have a reaction video for you guys today. I'm trying to, switch things up. This video is all about this young lady who talks about her experience with a guy that tries to be low effort, by asking her out on a coffee date, We'll dissect the video and get into it.
So one of my rules is I don't do coffee or drink dates. Now, I understand that some women like this or prefer this because it's a quick turnaround, 30 to 45 minutes. If you don't like him, you can get out of there. However, for me, as for me and my household, we're going to have higher standards. Talking in...
Whoa. For her and her household, she's going to have higher standard. So you're trying to say that every girl that goes on coffee dates have low standards. That is the wildest thing to say. That is so wild. Like, what is going on here? What is going on in this world? Like, everyone has their preferences. Some people want to go on a coffee date. They don't want to invest too much of their time and effort into it. Lots of girls love to do that. There's nothing wrong. You want to go on your restaurant for your date? That's fine. But don't shit on other people's preferences,
And I'm going to read it to you because we've been talking for a couple days and he started talking about meeting up. So he said, we should get together over some pear and lychee cocktails soon. And I said, that's really sweet, but I prefer dinner. I like to get dressed up.
I'm like speechless now. I like to get dressed up. That's the thing. If you take dates, first time you meet someone as the opportunity to get dressed, isn't the goal to get to know the person? Like, isn't that the first thing? Before you say, I want to get dressed up. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, things have really changed over the years. It's crazy. Like,
what type of places do you have in mind? So I sent him a list of places that I've been wanting to try. All sorts of different budgets, okay? It ranges from medium to a little bit higher, all different locations around the city, so he can choose.
Some people are going to shit on him now because, he didn't take the lead. She had to be the one to send him a list of different places. But then again, I'm not really going to blame him because he was put in that position because already he wanted to go on a coffee date, something, and then she's like, oh, she doesn't do coffee dates. Now, you don't know what type of fine dining she's expecting or what range.
What works for him, timing and budget-wise. So I sent the list of places. He says, these places sound really nice. I think it would be fun to get to know each other over some nicer dining options. Here it comes, though. But I wanted to let you know up front that if we were to meet at one of those places, I'm comfortable splitting the check. I usually will do drinks or something on the simpler end for the first meetup to see if there's a connection first. So my thing is...
Okay, now here's where it gets tricky. Usually when you go on a date, the first date as the man, you would be expected to pay. But here's the thing. I get where he's coming from now because he's talking about, I want something so we can just see if we have a connection. I don't want to, splash. And I get that because in this dating era, people are dating different people. People are all over the place. Everyone's dating multiple people. So the person you're talking to is probably talking to or going on dates with 6 other people. So why would I be the one? And to be fair, a lot of girls actually do what they call foodie call. They go on dates for free meals. There was a girl on, was it New York Times or something, that there was an article on a girl there that said she saved money on groceries all year because she went on about 5 or 4 dates a week throughout the entire year. And she never bought groceries once. Look at that. Obviously, guys don't want to get used. And to be fair, I see where he's coming from.
I don't like the coffee or drink date because they're trying to audition you to see if you are worth an actual dinner. This is the thing for me. Like, I know men.
Aren't you also trying to audition him?
My NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer costs $32.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Why would I put on a full face of expensive makeup, do my hair?
Your concealer costs $32. Are you using the entire pack of the concealer on your face? Like, listen to this. You buy a concealer, $32. That concealer is probably going to last you, I don't know, 3-4 months. You're going to use it on one date. You're going to cut out a crumb of it. Probably going to cost you, if you're going to estimate how much you're going to use out of your pack of concealer, it's like 50 cents or 45 cents. So I don't understand. This is not a good logic. I hear people say this all the time. Oh, the makeup I'm using. How much makeup are you using? You've bought some, you already have the makeup down. How much you're taking a little bit out of the makeup, right? We're not going to calculate the entire concealer. You didn't use the entire concealer on your face for this date. However you use it, you took a bit out of it and then you used that little bit. So come on, that's like 45 cents out of that $32 is what you used.
Make sure my nails are done. Make sure there's no hair on my body. And then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or a $16 cocktail. Be oh so for real. Like, let's take it deeper. When women go out with a man that they do not know, they take a huge risk. Men are crazy. Okay, do you watch the news? Like 1 in 5 men.
I don't understand. Why will going to a restaurant be of less risk than going for a coffee date? I get it that you feel you're not safe, but how is that different? Going to a restaurant, will you be safer going to a restaurant than going for a coffee date? This logic is flawed.
Are violent. He could unalive you. He could RAPE you. He could stalk you. He could harass you.
Because of the fear of the negatives that can happen when you meet someone for the first time as a lady, she now has to take full advantage to make sure that she goes on the best. It has to be a restaurant, and it has to be this, and it has to be this, because my life is a risk. Be for real.
Feels like it. Like, it is very dangerous. Plus, this man is a pharmacist. Okay, you mean to tell me you make upwards of $150,000 per year, but you can't take me to $120 to maybe $200 dinner?
Bro, this is like the biggest red flag ever. She's already talking numbers. Like, you're going on a first date, you don't even know anything about the person. You're already talking about numbers. You're already talking about, oh, he's a pharmacist, so he already makes this amount of money. You're already calculating how much he's making. This is the type of woman you should run away from. Like, I don't care how much you're making, unless you're just trying to hit and quit. This is not the type of person you should be chasing. Is that simple?
2 drinks, an appetizer, 2 entrees, and a dessert. Like, and that kind of thing. Look, men are supposed to be on their, like, best behavior when they're having a first interaction with women. Like, that is when they are at their absolute best.
And
so if he's being cheap now for a first interaction, he's going to be cheap on your birthday. He's going to be cheap on Christmas. Like, that kind of thing, that only gets worse. It never gets better. That is the type of man that's
crazy.
Going to want you to work full time, pay half the rent when you guys move in together, do the majority of the housework because he doesn't want to hire a housekeeper.
So because he's smart with his money and he wants to avoid a type of girl that just wants just wants him for his money or for what he can provide, that means he's going to be stingy when he gets in a relationship. No, he's probably a smart man. He's probably a smart man. I am not saying split the bill or anything. Obviously, as a guy, when you go on a date, pay for the check. But you cannot be shaming him for his actions or whatever he said towards you when it was clear that you have no good intentions moving forward for this date. You know what I mean?
Raise the kids, plan most of the things, and then after you do your 16-hour shift of labor, he's going to want you to be happy and sexy for him. Respond or anything. I didn't like
Thank
argue
you.
with
He
him
dodged
or try to justify
a red
anything.
flag. He dodged
So I
some.
matched him because
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna let him play in my face.
Yeah,
like,
you helped
obviously, we're
him.
on
Thank
TikTok,
you.
Like, this is not
He
a
dodged a
regular
bullet.
discourse. Like, this is very popular. The pharmacist tried to give me a coffee date on a Friday. Saturday, a surgeon took me to a beautiful dinner with a view. The next day after that, this other man took me to this food event where the tickets were $250 because he wanted us to have VIP. So don't feel.
Bro, you can literally see foodie call and just, well, this is no longer a foodie call. She's just jumping from one guy to another. Why? That's what I said. It's so obvious to know girls that do that jump from one date to another date. Get a job. God damn. Hopping from one person to another person, it's to another person, like different expensive dates. Bro, that is like even to talk to so many guys, just oh damn, that is crazy. Like,
Cares about it because there are plenty of men, there are a plethora of men that would be more than happy to show you a good time.
of course, they just want to sleep with you though, But okay.
So never settle. Date until you find the best man for the job, and you got this. That's my TED Talk for the day. You didn't ask, but I felt like you would listen.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but yeah, when it comes to coffee dates and restaurants, everyone has their preferences. There are girls that love coffee dates. You know what I mean? So, as I said, me personally, I prefer coffee dates. I mean, when I'm feeling it with somebody and we're talking, I feel like, I'm actually feeling this person. This person might be somebody I'm going to take serious. There's so many like green flags. Okay. I'll say, okay, straight to a dinner dates. Fine. It happens. You know what I mean? But before, I was always going, when I moved to Los Angeles, I'm back in Nigeria now, but when I was in Los Angeles, I was always, when I first started going on dates, I was always going on dinner dates. It's like, and it doesn't go anywhere. You're talking to these girls and like, you're like, oh my God, bro. This is a waste of my time. There's that feeling. You don't want to have that feeling. So it's very good to and so many girls agree with this, so it's not being cheap or being whatever. It's being smart with your time and money. Not just money, time. Because those dinner dates are super long. But yeah, that's it for today's video.